Bray Wyatt's iconic lantern goes dark in the middle of the ring as WWE pays tribute to the former champion on SmackDown. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. And last night was a tough watch, certainly for many, as WWE paid tribute to the late Bray Wyatt and also WWE Hall of Famer Terry Funk as well. Let's start off talking about Bray Wyatt because Friday night's episode of SmackDown saw tributes to both Terry Funk and Wyndham Rotunda, better known to fans as Bray Wyatt, after both stars died this week, with Rotunda's passing at just 36 years old announced on Thursday. The SmackDown broadcast Friday ended with a touching tribute, with Wyatt's iconic lantern going dark in the ring with the lights of the Fireflies in the crowd after LA Knight defeated Finn Balor in the main event of the show. It was previously reported that plans were changed to SmackDown following the passing of Rotunda, with a, quote, significant tribute element added to the show. Those elements included video packages and videos of social media posts paying tribute to Rotunda, as well as clips of his career highlights. The main event was also a special tribute to the Bray Wyatt character and Rotunda himself, with his final opponent, LA Knight, facing off against one of his biggest rivals throughout the years, Finn Balor, of course, The Fiend's first opponent back in 2019. After Knight hit the blunt force trauma and pinned Balor for the victory, the lights in the arena went out. The lone lantern was seen in the middle of the ring, with a graphic of Wyatt shown on the screen. The fans, or Fireflies, in the audience got out their phone lights, and the SmackDown broadcast went off the air with "Thank you, Wyatt" chants. Now, several people were at SmackDown last night paying tribute. One of them was the former member of the Wyatt family, Erick Rowan. Last night, SmackDown opened with an array of WWE stars and personnel on stage in tribute to Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. Among those in attendance was Erick Rowan, who hasn't been with WWE since April 2020. Rowan was an original member of Bray Wyatt's Wyatt family faction, alongside the late Luke Harper, also known as Brody Lee. They were, of course, later joined in the group by Braun Strowman, who was also in attendance last night, despite being away from WWE for several months due to a serious neck injury. Seth Rollins and others had explained why they weren't at the show. We'll get to that in just a second. With everyone on the stage, there was a 10-bow salute in memory of both Wyatt and Terry Funk, followed by a video package highlighting Wyatt's career. After that, the lights in the arena were dimmed as the crowd sang "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands." There was then a spotlight shone on Wyatt's rocking chair in front of everyone, which dimmed as the show went to its first commercial break. WWE has added the following note to the item descriptions for Bray Wyatt merchandise on the WWE shop website, quote, "In the wake of Bray Wyatt's death, WWE will donate all net proceeds to support Jojo Offman and his children." Of course, it was reported on August 24 by Sean Ross Sapp that, quote, "I was given permission to reveal that earlier this year, Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, got COVID that exacerbated heart issues. There was a lot of positive progress towards a return and his recovery. Unfortunately, today he suffered a heart attack and passed away." After the show came back from commercials, there was a video package for Terry Funk, who passed away a day before Wyatt, aged 79. Later on in the evening, Cody Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes, a great rival of Funk, paid tribute to the WWE Hall of Famer. Once again, we offer our thoughts and condolences to the friends, family, loved ones, and anyone affected by the passing of Bray Wyatt. Now, one person that wasn't in attendance last night was Alexa Bliss. She posted on social media as to why she couldn't make it to SmackDown. She shared a video paying tribute to Bray Wyatt, real name Wyndham Rotunda, who passed away aged 36 this week. Bliss had been a big part of Wyatt's story in 2020 and 2021, and for a short time again earlier this year. In a video posted to Instagram, Alexa Bliss not only paid tribute to her time working with Wyndham Rotunda, but also as well sharing her thoughts and her memories of the former Universal Champion. Take a look.
Hi everyone. Before tonight's episode of SmackDown, I just wanted to come on here and say a few words. I was planning on attending tonight's SmackDown, but unfortunately with the last minute flight options, it wasn't really possible to get me there in time before the show ended. So I wanted to come on here and just talk about Wyndham a little bit and what tonight means. And first, I wanted to say, I'm sending out so much love and thoughts to Wyndham's entire family. We are all here for you, and we are so sorry for your loss. I know tonight's SmackDown is going to be a celebration of Wyndham, and the Bray Wyatt character and everything Wyndham has done in his life and career in WWE. So I'm going to try to keep this as positive as I can. Wyndham is an incredible person who we have all loved for years, and he is just so friendly and lights up a room and is so creative. He's a creative genius who brought us all the amazing gift of Bray Wyatt for the last so many years. And I think the character Bray Wyatt that Wyndham has given us has been incredible and has been so fascinating to see and has brought us all so much joy to watch. And, you know, working with Wyndham was just so, it was magic. It was magic because being able to watch him in his creative element and be able to work with him really, you know, expanded my creativity, and being able to just watch him work and work beside him was just truly an honor. And I still say to this day, was the most fun I've ever had in my entire career in WWE. And I am so thankful that he allowed me and trusted me to come in and be a small part of his vision and his creativity. And unfortunately now there is a huge void in our world and in the WWE universe that no one will ever be able to fill, because Wyndham was so special and everything he brought to us was so special. And I think we should all be so grateful for that. His creative genius of the Wyatt family and the Fiend and the Firefly Funhouse has really opened up all of our minds and opened our eyes to a whole nother world in our industry that none of us could have ever thought imaginable. And I just want to say, Wyndham, you know, you've brought so much joy to everyone around you and to the millions who've loved watching you week after week and loved watching your journey and just see your creative genius unfold. We will continue to celebrate your life, your legacy, and the amazing human you are, and we will continue to light up the sky with fireflies. And we all love you, Wyndham.
Now, Alexa Bliss wasn't the only person who couldn't attend SmackDown last night. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins also was not in attendance. He posted a touching video to social media to explain his absence and share his thoughts on the tragic and untimely passing of Bray Wyatt.
Truth is, I still don't really know what to say. Wyndham was a unique cat. He was simple yet deeply complex individual, and I loved him. I loved working with him, but mostly I just loved being around him. He was always joyful, just these eyes that drew you in, and a smile and a laugh and a presence that just made you happy. And we're all gonna miss that. I've been thinking mostly about his family. His kids, And I wanted to go. I don't know. Wanted was the right word. I thought about going to SmackDown tonight, but that would entail leaving my family a day early, and I just keep going back to the conversation I had with Wyndham on the phone when Brody passed a few years ago. And I just had called him to check on him to see how he was doing, and he, we talked, and he was okay, and I was okay, and neither of us were really okay. But I just remember him, we ended the conversation with "I love yous" and goodbyes, and he said, I remember this very specifically. He said, "You just go hug on that baby girl," talking about my daughter. And so I just feel like that's what I should be doing. So, Wyndham, love you, man. I will miss you. We will all miss you. And I'll see you down the road, hot boy.
Of course, the wrestling world is still mourning the tragic loss of Bray Wyatt, real name Wyndham Rotunda, who suddenly passed away at the age of 36 this week. The tributes for Wyatt obviously have been pouring in from both Wyndham's former co-workers and fans alike, and one former rival of Bray's took to the microphone last night. Of course, Chris Jericho was in London performing a Fozzy concert yesterday, and he took to the mic to pay tribute to Wyndham Rotunda. The crowd at the concert took the time to sing "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands." Take a look.
In the pro wrestling world, we lost a great brother last night. I know him as Bray. I know him as Wyndham. A fucking great guy. One of the most creative minds I ever had the pleasure to work with, and I worked with him all over the world. I think we even worked here. If not in London, we worked in the UK, everywhere else. You guys can sing. So thanks to Wyndham, thanks for you guys for remembering him, and we dedicate this show tonight, and I dedicate this show on Sunday to the memory of the late great Wyndham Rotunda.
Now, we saw that Braun Strowman was at SmackDown last night as well, of course, a former member of the Wyatt family. And following last night's August 25 SmackDown, Braun Strowman got a new tattoo of Bray Wyatt's logo a day after Wyatt passed away. After being absent from WWE TV for several months due to injury, Strowman was present at SmackDown last night, as was another member of the Wyatt family in Erick Rowan, who hasn't been with WWE since April 2020. A couple of hours after the show, Strowman shared his new tattoo on Instagram, which you can see on the screen right now. There were actually several other people who got the same tattoo. Rob Fee, longtime friend of Bray Wyatt, the director of long-term creative in WWE, I think Shotzi got it as well. So there were several people that got the Bray Wyatt logo tattooed on them as a tribute to the late WWE superstar. Now, LA Knight, of course, holds the honor of being Bray Wyatt's final ever opponent, and he paid tribute to Bray Wyatt last night as well, taking his time in the ring to find a way to address both a tribute to Bray Wyatt and his latest feud. LA Knight appeared on SmackDown. LA Knight took to the ring on SmackDown to share his thoughts on Bray Wyatt, sharing that while he wasn't going to pretend they weren't best friends, he felt that feuding with Wyatt helped him preparing for anything. Knight was, of course, Wyatt's last ever opponent, both on screen at the Royal Rumble in the Pitch Black match, and Wyatt's actual final opponent, which was a lights-out street fight at a house show in Rockford, Illinois on February 26. While moving forward to address a TMZ vignette that was shown before a segment where The Miz described Knight as a fad to paparazzi, Knight managed to insult The Miz before circling it back to tie up with a final nod to Bray Wyatt. Ending the promo, borrowing a phrase from Wyatt, Knight told Miz that the next time he sees him, he should run. Certainly a fitting tribute from the final ever opponent for the former Universal Champion. Now, of course, last night as well wasn't just a tribute to Bray Wyatt. They were also paying tribute to the late Terry Funk, and that's exactly what Cody Rhodes did on SmackDown. On last night's SmackDown, Cody Rhodes introduced a tribute in honor of the tribute video in the honor of the life and work of the legendary Terry Funk. Last night's episode of SmackDown had the unfortunate task of paying tribute to not only one but two greats of the industry who tragically passed away. While Bray Wyatt was one, the other was the legendary hardcore innovator Terry Funk. After a lengthy career that included an electric feud with Dusty Rhodes, last night on SmackDown it was Cody Rhodes who introduced a touching tribute package for Terry Funk. After the video package, Cody Rhodes noted that he had the honor to introduce the next match as a hardcore or Terry Funk hardcore tag team match. It was set to feature Butch and Rich Holland from the Brawling Brutes against the Street Profits, which the Street Profits ended up winning. Once again, our thoughts and condolences continue to be with the families and friends and anyone affected by the passing of Terry Funk, but also Wyndham Rotunda as well. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, his plans for Payback have now been revealed. He's going to be a guest on the Grayson Waller Effect. He may not have a scheduled match for Payback, but Cody Rhodes will appear as a guest on the Grayson Waller Effect at the premium live event at the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on September 2nd. The announcement was made during the first hour of SmackDown on Friday, where Rhodes was present to pay tribute to the late Terry Funk. When the announcement was made on SmackDown, it was mentioned that Rhodes may be commenting on, quote, finishing the story after his WrestleMania loss against Roman Reigns. Rhodes has not been in the title picture since then. It's also not clear if Rhodes' appearance on Waller's talk show will lead to a match at Payback, but Waller is coming off a loss to Rey Mysterio, the US champion, on SmackDown after interferences from both Austin Theory and Santos Escobar. Rhodes was most recently seen in the main event of Monday Night Raw, teaming with tag team champion Sami Zayn and a returning Kevin Owens against the Judgment Day. The week prior, Rhodes teamed up with Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura to defeat the group prior to Nakamura turning on the World Heavyweight Champion, setting up their match at Payback as well. Speaking of title matches at Payback, the United States Championship will officially be on the line 1 week from this weekend. On last night's episode of SmackDown, a championship match was confirmed for Payback for the United States Champion Rey Mysterio. Austin Theory defeated LA Knight last week to earn a title shot against the man who beat him for the US title just a week prior, that being Rey Mysterio. On last night's episode of SmackDown, it was confirmed that the Mysterio vs. Theory rematch would take place at Payback. After last week's edition of the Grayson Waller Effect went sideways, featuring guests Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio, Mysterio is facing off against the host Waller last night on SmackDown in the first match of the show, which he ended up being victorious in. So that US title match is going to be taking place at Payback. Finally, this was scheduled to take place this week, of course, with the tragic passing of Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. It didn't happen. A segment that was planned for last night's episode of SmackDown has been moved to next week's show, with much of last night's SmackDown being reconstructed into a tribute show for both Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. Some plans had to be rearranged ahead of the show. Last night was originally supposed to be the return of Jimmy Uso, which would have been the first time we've seen him since Jey Uso quit WWE. Yesterday, WWE removed the preview for that segment from its website. Towards the end of SmackDown, it was clarified it will take place next week instead. Of course, next week's SmackDown will also host the return of John Cena. So several big segments and matches set up for next week's show. But there you go, guys. This latest WWE news for you. Be sure to smash the like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.